Okay.
I'm here.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I know we're a few minutes behind schedule, but I'm glad we're on. So hopefully, folks can hop on here with us and hear about what First Methodist Church, their Childcare Ministries, offers here in the community. First of all, before we get started, again, I want to thank you for being willing to do this, but I also wanted to let you take just a few minutes to tell about yourself. Let folks know who you are, maybe a little bit about you personally outside of your life with the church.
Okay. My name is Allison Gupton. I am Kim and Carl Lambert's daughter, so many of you probably know them.
Yeah.
And I'm married to Josh Gupton. Both of us grew up in Davie County and graduated in 2011. I went to the early college, and then I went to Pfeiffer University for a year and studied elementary and special ed, and then transferred home actually to finish my undergrad with Liberty Online.
Okay.
And we actually just moved. So that was part of, it's my fault we're late, everybody. Don't blame on being DavieLiFE. It's me. We just moved, and so we're trying to get all of those ports worked out.
Yeah.
And then we have a 4-legged kid, Charlie, our black lab, who we enjoy walking and doing downtown Knoxville life with. So
Yeah.
That's a little bit about me.
So you all live in downtown Knoxville?
Yep, we do.
Oh, cool. I've always thought it would be neat to live on Main Street. So we're in that area just where you can get out and walk to stuff.
Yes,
So.
that's what we do. We can get right on the sidewalk from our house and just head uptown and everything. So we haven't been in our house even a week yet. So we're exploring all this area now.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's been moving is always chaotic, but I guess especially during this time right now, it's probably even more chaotic.
It's been interesting for sure, as with everything.
Yeah. Well, welcome to home ownership. So.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Well, I wanted to give you a chance just to take a few minutes or, just tell us a little bit about your role as far as with First Methodist, as far as what you do, what the childcare ministry there is all about.
Okay. I direct the preschool, the after school, and the summer day camp components of the childcare ministry. So the whole childcare department is what I do. And so we have weekday preschool Monday through Thursday from 9 to 12. And we start at age 2 and go all the way up until the year before kindergarten, whether that's age 4 or age 5. It just depends based on families' preferences of when they're going to start their child in kindergarten.
Okay.
And then we have after school care. Right now we serve Magazie Elementary, and we have a student from Cornancer, and then we have a student from South Davie Middle School. So those are the schools that we kind of work with that. And that's for elementary all the way to middle school. They come and get homework help. We eat snack. We do devotion, just different things. We've partnered with Somerset Court. We go down there once a month, or we were. We go to the library for their special activities because we can just walk. We try to take advantage of our location. We've gone to the Cheesecake Factory, the ice cream shop, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, we serve kindergarten through 8th grade as well from any school and things like that with weekday camp from 7 in the morning to 6 at night. People can come, or students can come 1 week, all the weeks, here and there, a few days a week, whatever they need to do with that. So that's kind of what we do and what we're about. So with preschool, we try to integrate as much as we can with the letterland and the curriculum the schools are using, while also being mindful that we are a faith-based program and integrating those principles as well.
Okay. And this is probably a dumb question, but I mean, it may be something that somebody wants to know. If somebody is not a part of First Methodist Church, they're totally, I mean, you all are open to people outside of the church.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The majority of our population right now in all 3 of our programs are, just because of the season of First Methodist right now, is that we are a lot of different churches, a lot of different communities, backgrounds, and things like that. We've had all sorts of different students from different faith backgrounds, some that aren't from a faith background and things like that. So we're happy to serve families. Our biggest thing is just to meet people where they are, to meet families where they are, and things like that, and serve them as best as we can, wherever they are and with whatever need that might be.
Okay. Well, I know the way you're talking like it's present tense, but I am kind of curious, with this COVID-19 that's going on, everybody's staying at home. A lot of folks are, how are you all doing things differently? Are you actually working with children now, or how's that going?
Yes and no. The biggest thing for us was our after-school ministry did shut down.
Mm-hmm.
We followed the school schedule and just followed along with the governor's recommendations and things like that. And so we are actually closed for the sake of our brick and mortar, our building. We don't have kids coming in and out. However, we have connected with our preschool families through a virtual classroom on Facebook, actually, where they were able to log in on a group on Facebook, and they can go. I've uploaded all the worksheets that they otherwise would have had. We've uploaded activities that we otherwise would have been doing at school. We've given them suggestions of things they can do at home, skills that they can be working on, and things like that. And tried to just show them, like, with everyday objects at home, like how to do school. And then they've been downloading the worksheets, which has been cool because the kids have then sent us like pictures of them doing the worksheets, and several of them have learned to write their name and do things that they otherwise wouldn't have gotten a chance to do. Mm-hmm. And then I hop on my personal Facebook and that Facebook group twice a day and read to them. So just do like a live reading and things like that every day, Monday through Friday. And then sometimes we've done the weekends, just depending on what's going on and things like that. And then with our big kids, it's been a little more difficult because obviously the reason they come to us is for childcare. Mm-hmm. So in an effort to help our staff, we offered the families who we serve through childcare, I gave them their contact information. If they wanted to privately hire them as babysitters or nannies or whatever, they could do that. Yeah. And our college students who are home also offered that and things like that. So I don't know that there was a huge need because a lot of parents have now been at home and things like that, but we wanted to make sure they had that chance. And then we've connected with them. We've sent some mail to them. Yeah. And I have an app on my phone, the Remind Text app, people are probably familiar with. So we've sent them texts and things like that just to let them know we're thinking of them. And I've talked to some of them on the phone, and we're planning a Zoom meeting actually with them in the next couple of weeks to try to, once school, now that they've kind of had a chance to get through with that and get in the routine, we're going to plan a Zoom call and connect with them. They're a smaller group. Yeah. There's about 25 of them and things like that, and a lot of siblings. So we're going to try to see if we can make that work for them. Okay.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you if you all had done a Zoom call. I was like, gosh, I can only imagine if you did a Zoom call with a bunch of preschoolers. Good grief.
We haven't braved that one yet. We haven't gone there. Doing the live has been a good kind of medium with it because they can sit with their parents, and I've had a lot of them will tell me different things through their parents on Facebook, and then I'll say something to them live on the thing, and then the parents be like, "Oh, it just made their day that they heard their name on the video." So we've done a lot more of that with them, and things like that.
Well, that's great that you all are trying to stay engaged and stay connected with them, because I know it is requiring everybody to kind of think out of the box right now. So.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the worst part about it is, having to do technology, having to scan the things, having to video chat, all that kind of stuff hasn't been anything. The worst part has not been able to see them. Yeah. Obviously the kids, preschool, after school, and summer camp are why we do what we do and things like that. So not having that connection has been the biggest thing. So just trying to keep it as normal as possible has been, for everybody, what we've been trying to do.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, speaking of summer, have you all sort of started to, I know you have a lot of summer activities that you plan, and as far as like your summer program, now I know you mentioned earlier, folks can, if they decide that they want to send a child to the summer program, they can do just like 1 out of 4 weeks. They can do drop-in, right?
Right. They can do, we offer, as of right now, our plan, I'm really hopeful, and I might be being overly hopeful, that school will go back this year. And if that's the case, our after school and summer camp will resume as normal. Okay. If school does not go back as normal, then we'll have to, obviously we won't have after school care, and then we'll have to make some decisions about our summer camp. But as of now, we're planning and working towards summer as if it's going to happen. We're excited and ready. I've been in contact. We're going to go to Cognition some. I've got to work out the details with them. Partner with the library. We always go there. And then, yeah, absolutely. Folks can come if they just want to do 1 week, if they want to do all the weeks, whatever that means for them. And then within those weeks, we offer part-time and full-time flexibility where if they only need a few days within the week, they can do just a few days. If they need the whole week, they can come the whole week. So there's weekly and kind of daily flexibility to make it, again, where we can just meet them where they are with what they need and things like that. So absolutely.
Well, we will cross our fingers that you all can proceed with summer the way that the way that you have things planned, because I know just in the ad that you all have in the March issue, it looks like you have a lot of things lined up. So I hope you can follow through with that. As far as shucks, I just lost my train of thought. Are you all, I mean, as far as like the kids that you already have enrolled for summer, do you already have some that are already starting to sign up?
We did a kind of a push. A matter of fact, I've got to go to my office after this. We did a push for basically anybody who had been in our programs, whether it was preschool, after school, or summer camp previously. I sent them their registration forms kind of first.
Right.
And they were due back last week on the 10th. And well, I guess a week and a half now ago. And so we got that first round in, and then now I'm going to work on filling those spots and just seeing how many full-time, part-time, what does everybody kind of need? And then we'll be opening up and advertising to the community to fill the rest of our spots and see how we can serve families. And we know it's going to look different. On one end, I'm thinking, are we going to be inundated all the camps across the county with parents going back to work and needing childcare? Or, we've also had the thought of, what is it going to look like as far as, some parents, it might be a little slower going back to work. So we might start off a little less or things like that. Right. We've always been a smaller program and like a family. And so I'm good either way. And things like that. If we have, small number, if we have bigger numbers and things like that, we will adapt to serve those families as best as we can, given the opportunity that hopefully comes this summer as we maybe get to resume normalcy.
Yeah. Well, if somebody is watching this and they're thinking they may need summer care, is it safe to say that they can message you through Facebook? Okay.
Absolutely. They can message me on Facebook. If you go to the church website, Tommy has set it up now where they've got our my office number is on there, and I am going to my office a few times a week. But the best bet is my cell phone number is on there. They're welcome to call me on there. My email is listed. They can Facebook message me. Whatever's easier for them. We definitely will have some spots, and we'll be happy to take those. So just however they want to get in touch with me, I can get that information to them. And then pending whatever happens with the COVID-19, we'll start camp as we're able and serve them until school hopefully goes back in August.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, sort of switching gears a little bit. It sounds like you guys have been busy with moving into a new house, but has there been anything that you and your husband have enjoyed doing during this time where things have been so different, something that is something you don't normally have time to do?
We've just enjoyed, honestly, being able to just slow down and not have all the hustle and bustle, like sit down and eat together and things like that. And just because Josh works with my parents, we have kind of been on lockdown with my parents as well because they all are together anyway. And so just like going and not having to rush, like so many times it was going to their house and then having to go do something else or being late to supper or whatever because we've had to do something else. So it's been nice to just slow down. We've definitely walked Charlie a lot more and played with her out in the yard a lot more. And I think I've seen memes on Facebook where it's like, when are the people going back? Like I'm supposed to have time alone. And I'm pretty sure she's to that point.
I've seen that too.
A lot of naps. And things like that. So we've just enjoyed like spending time together that hasn't been so rushed and things like that. And more meaningful conversation, like not only between Josh and I and our family, but my sister is in Florida, my brother's in Virginia. And I just, I talked to my sister-in-law earlier today. I talked to my sister today. And we have good, like it's not a rushed conversation. And Haley and I were talking about that earlier that now, when we call our brother, you have to be fast. But with each other, Haley and I will talk for like 2 and 3 hours, and it's like there's nowhere to go or nothing to do, so we can do that. And so that's been nice. Phone calls and FaceTime. We've done a lot of FaceTime and things like that. So that's been a nice, like having meaningful, wholesome conversations, and even catching up with friends from college and things like that. Doing the same thing, texting them more. and things like that has been good. So trying to keep that relational thing going, but just valuing that and taking advantage of that in a different type of way.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay. Well, I got one more question for you. Not really, maybe something you can give us a couple of examples of some simple, fun stay-at-home activities that people who are finding themselves homeschooling or staying at home with a toddler that maybe they're not used to spending that much time with during the day. What are some things that they can do that are just fairly simple?
One of the big things right now that we're doing on our Facebook group is, because spring started during all of this, we've been doing signs of spring.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been having the kids go on a scavenger hunt. And whether that's inside or outside, the signs of spring one is outside. And they go and just look for different things. And then they've been posting back to us what they found. So yeah. I saw today, though, and I've been trying to modify it, where you can go on a walk, and when you see a flower, thank God for the flowers, or when you see a certain color, say a prayer. Like when you see red, say a prayer for the firefighters who are helping during this, or when you see blue, say a prayer for the policemen, or things like that.
Yeah.
So just going on a scavenger hunt, looking for the things that are signs of spring, birds and worms and, turtles and frogs. We've had all sorts of pictures on our page and things like that. But then taking it a step further, especially if there's big kids at home, and saying, okay, when you see this, like, how can you thank God, or how can you pray, or things like that. We also really push on our Facebook page a color sort, where you take either T-shirts or baskets or kitchen bowls that are different colors, mm-hmm. and set them up in different places in your home, and find all the things that are that color. And then you can count, how many red items did you find, or how many, which pile has more, which pile has less, which ones are bigger, which ones are smaller. And then even going as far as with trying to do the phonics and things like that, and letters, what does this item start with as far as what letter, what sound, all of that kind of thing. Now's a good time to be practicing potty training. Cutting and gluing are a lot of things that, you say that and people kind of get scared, like, we're going to cut and glue, but we've been trying to, a lot of times if you can tape something hanging down from a table and cut going up, and things like that, that's a good skill. Twisting on the glue sticks and things like that are just good things that you don't think about, and then somebody says it and you're like, oh yeah, mm-hmm. I didn't realize that's working a lot of different skill sets and things like that. So just trying to we've really been trying to push using what you have. And just making it work, for like the scavenger hunt. Miss Holly and I, one of our teachers, demonstrated on a Facebook video, just taking things you have, whether it's shirts or baskets or whatever, and then sorting that stuff out, or, just, you don't have to have a classroom of stuff. You don't have to have that. Just use what you have and try to figure out, how can I make it, every moment can be a teaching moment. And somebody jokes, some of the girls in my small group, we don't have kids yet, but their kids will be at the house and they'll be doing something, playing, and they're like, Miss Allison just taught them something, and I didn't even mean to, but it is like kind of nature, because that's what I do. But at the same time, you can turn anything into a teaching moment. And even now at 27, my parents are still teaching me things, and people that I'm involved with in the community are still teaching me things. And the saying, you learn something new every day, really does happen. Yeah. Just thinking outside the box, and trying to figure out how you can use those skill sets. But definitely I would encourage people to get outside, get some fresh air, look around for those signs of spring, think about ways you can pray and look at your colors and, count and do all of that. And again, being faith-based and things like that, we're always looking for ways to learn and to cross over to, what does this mean, from a faith perspective as well. Right. And we have, our associate pastor, Natalie Gray, has been continuing our after school care does weekly chapel every Thursday at 4:00, and she has been continuing those on Facebook Live. So that's another, for the older kids especially, that's an outlet for them to stay connected, and for folks who are home to have a connection and something to break up the day as well. Okay.
Well, that's good. Well, I appreciate you sharing all that. And, once we end this, if you want to, first of all, sometimes I forget to remind folks, but, make sure you share this. And if you don't mind, if you'll put in the comments after we close this off, put a link to the Facebook page. So if some of these folks want to go and participate, if that's an option, do that for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, Allison, I appreciate you joining us, and I hope you get settled in with the new house, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that things proceed as planned for summer.
Well, thank you so much, Wendy. It was good to talk to you.
You too. See you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.